In the heart of a vast ancient forest, untouched by time, there lived a young man named Kael. He was not like the people of villages or kingdoms. Kael was a child of the wilderness, raised beneath the towering trees and beside the roaring rivers. His body was strong, his senses sharp, and his spirit bound to the rhythm of the earth. He wore garments made of fur and leaves, and his eyes glowed with the wisdom of survival. The forest was his home, but it was also alive with creatures both gentle and fierce. Wolves howled under the silver moon. Bears walked the riversides searching for fish, and great eagles circled high above. Kael respected them all, for he believed every animal carried a spirit as ancient as the forest itself. One day, as Kael wandered deeper into the unknown parts of the forest, he heard a cry unlike any he had ever known. It was the sound of pain and fear, sharp and desperate. Following the echo, he found a young deer trapped between the twisted roots of a fallen tree. The creature trembled, its legs caught tightly, unable to escape. Kael knelt beside it, whispering softly in the language of the forest. With patient strength, he pulled away the roots until the deer was free. The animal did not run. Instead, it looked into Kael's eyes, as if understanding his kindness before leaping back into the wild. From that day forward, the deer often appeared near Kael's camp. It would stand at the edge of the trees, watching, as though it had chosen to guard the young man. Kael began to feel that the bond between him and the deer was something deeper, something sacred. Seasons passed. Winter came with biting winds and snow that blanketed the earth. Food grew scarce. One night, Kael sat by his fire, weak with hunger, when he heard movement in the darkness. Out of the snow came a pack of wolves, their eyes glowing like amber flames. They circled him slowly, their breath rising in the freezing air. Kael gripped his spear, ready to defend himself. But then something unexpected happened. The deer stepped out from the shadows, standing between Kael and the wolves. It lowered its head, and the wolves paused. For a long moment, man, prey, and predator stood in silence, bound by something beyond fear. The wolves turned and vanished into the night, leaving Kael unharmed. Kael realized then that the forest was not a place of enemies, but a circle of life, where each being had a role and where respect could bring harmony. He began to live not as a hunter alone, but as a guardian. Birds perched on his shoulders without fear, foxes crept close to his fire, and even the mighty bear allowed him to drink from the same stream. Years passed and Kael grew older, but the bond between him and the forest only deepened. Legends spread among wandering tribes of a wild man who walked with animals at his side, who spoke with wolves and shared the heart of the forest. Some called him a spirit, others a myth. But to the creatures of the forest, he was simply Kael, their brother. And so the man of the wilderness lived, neither ruler nor servant, but part of the great story of life, a story whispered in the rustling leaves, carried in the songs of birds, and remembered in the eyes of every wild creature that still roams the ancient forest.